What happens when Hollywood's brightest stars vanish from the spotlight? Some of them were screen legends admired by millions and once captured the hearts of audiences worldwide. Yet shockingly today, their names have faded into silence rather than being celebrated with applause. Their shining careers collapsed overnight, leaving behind a trail of questions. Scandals that ruined their reputations and personal choices gone wrong have pushed them into obscurity, with the world now only remembering them as names of the past. In this video, we will delve into the stories of 15 famous actors who have disappeared from Hollywood, once icons whose tales inspired millions, but now cautionary tales about the fragility of fame. We will uncover the shocking reasons behind their downfalls, from personal scandals to career decisions gone awry. Leave a comment with the number 1 if you found this video inspiring, or 0 if you have a different perspective. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, share it with others, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated with more captivating videos. Let's explore it now. There was a time when Katherine Heigl shone brighter than most on American television. Her role as Dr. Izzy Stevens in Grey's Anatomy made her a beloved actress and earned her an Emmy Award in 2007. She was beautiful, talented, and seemed to have Hollywood at her feet. All eyes were on her, and a bright future seemed destined. However, in an industry where public affection can fade in an instant, one misstep can change everything. Despite being at the peak of her career, Katherine Heigl made a bold decision to withdraw her name from the Emmy nominations in 2008, citing that she was not given worthy material to be nominated. For many, those words were a slap in the face to the show's writers and even to its creator, Shonda Rhimes. This move caused a huge shock to her career, changing the way she was viewed by the public and the entertainment industry. The stories and rumors about Katherine Heigl's attitude quickly became a hot topic, and her once promising career began to fade. Her subsequent film projects failed to meet expectations. Romantic comedies like New Year's Eve and The Big Wedding were huge flops at the box office, distancing her further from the public. In later interviews, Heigl expressed her disappointment. She explained that she felt she was not being given good material, which affected her career, but the scars from that decision remained within Hollywood. Katherine Heigl's story has now become a cautionary tale about how just one word or one action can change everything, even a rising career. When she withdrew her name from the Emmy nominations in 2008, claiming that the material she was provided with didn't deserve the nomination, things started to unravel. Rumors about her difficult attitude, lack of gratitude, and unprofessionalism quickly spread, and her career began to tank. In later interviews, Heigl didn't shy away from admitting her regret about the decisions she made. "I'm not proud of my work. I felt I wasn't given good material, and that affected me, but the damage was already done," she shared. From a promising star, Katherine Heigl became a symbol of trouble and poor decisions in an industry that thrives on competition and public perception. Today, Heigl has stepped away from the hustle and bustle of Hollywood, choosing a quieter life in Utah, where she can focus on her family and raise her children. After years of living in the limelight, she has found peace in preserving her core values. Katherine Heigl now spends much of her time living a peaceful life, far from the chaos Hollywood often brings. Although she no longer participates in major projects, she has returned to smaller roles, focusing on nurturing personal relationships and family. Her story remains a reminder of the fragility of a career in the entertainment industry, where one wrong move can shatter everything, but it is also a story of recovery and reinvention. She also found a new chapter in her television career with the lead role in Firefly Lane on Netflix from 2021 to 2023, a series that introduced her to a younger audience. This marked an exciting transition, highlighting Katherine Heigl's return to the television scene after a period of absence from the waves of film and television. Looking back at the journey, she admits with a hint of sadness, "This industry is so fragile. Once you lose your balance, it's hard to get it back." Her words reflect not only her personal experience, but also serve as a reminder of the fragility of success in an industry where applause is fleeting and fame can determine success or failure. While other stars might sustain their fame through big projects and public moments, Katherine Heigl faced unforeseen challenges, from lost opportunities to poor decisions. Yet she continues to fight and find ways to reinvent herself with new roles, showing the strength of recovery and perseverance. Katherine Heigl's story is not just about an actress who lost Hollywood's glow. It is a reminder of the impermanence of success, that with just one misstep, a career can change forever. In a world where the public easily loves and then turns away, the price of fame can sometimes be too high. However, it is her recovery and the stability she has found in her personal life that have allowed Katherine Heigl to discover lasting values where fame is no longer the sole goal. For many years, Felicity Huffman embodied the image of a strong, intelligent woman, yet also one who appeared somewhat weary a portrayal that audiences could relate to. With her role as Lynette Scavo in the television series Desperate Housewives, she became one of the most beloved stars on TV, portraying a modern mother who overworked, full of flaws, yet incredibly human. She presented the image of a mother who made tireless efforts to raise her children, facing life's challenges from being a single mother to navigating family battles. This role won the hearts of millions of viewers because of the warmth and authenticity she brought to every scene. It was from this point that Felicity Huffman built a trustworthy image within the film industry, with projects that were consistently recognized and loved by audiences. However, in 2019, an unexpected event caused the image she had carefully built over the years to collapse overnight. The bombshell exploded. Felicity Huffman became the focal point of the college admissions scandal, the largest academic cheating scandal in U.S. history. She was discovered to have paid $15,000 to have her daughter's SAT scores altered, a revelation that left the public shocked. How could an actress known for playing roles that embodied integrity make such a wrong choice in real life? These questions not only sparked strong criticism towards her, but also made Hollywood reconsider the behavior of stars within the industry. After the information was made public, not only did the public criticize her actions, but a strong wave of backlash also emerged across the media and social networks. The cameras followed Felicity Huffman closely as she entered the courtroom, with every step of hers being scrutinized under the spotlight. Her career fell into crisis, with projects being canceled, advertising contracts being halted, and the reputation she had spent years building destroyed in an instant. With a trembling voice in her statement, Felicity Huffman admitted, "I was afraid, I was stupid, and I made a huge mistake." These words echoed in the courtroom, showing the deep remorse and regret of a woman who had once been beloved and respected. Over the years, she had built a solid career, from high-profile roles to the image of a strong and intelligent woman. But everything changed because of one major mistake. Her story is not only about facing a legal sentence, but also about how a wrong decision can destroy an entire career. The judge's sentence was delivered quickly with only 14 days in jail, a $30,000 fine, and 250 hours of community service. While the sentence was not lengthy, the cost she had to pay for her actions was immense. Not only did she have to face embarrassment and the destruction of her reputation, but Felicity Huffman also had to witness her career being torn apart bit by bit. Projects were canceled, advertising contracts disappeared, and opportunities that once seemed within reach now seemed distant. Even Netflix, a major partner, had to delay the release of the film Otherhood she participated in, showing that the punishment came not only from the court, but also from the industry's turning its back on her. This sudden turn of events serves as a painful reminder that in Hollywood, where fame and career can change in an instant, there's no room for serious mistakes. While other stars might bounce back from smaller setbacks, Felicity Huffman faced a harsh blow as her mistake was not only a personal issue, but also an ethical one in the entertainment world. For her, this downfall was not just a lesson in caution, but also an awakening about how public figures must take responsibility for their actions, whether in their personal lives or professional careers. Her story, though tragic, is a clear example of how fragile success can be and the consequences of decisions that can impact an entire future. Huffman became the face of a scandal that exposed privilege, wealth, and the immoral actions some parents are willing to take for their children. Currently, Felicity Huffman leads a quieter, more private life. She has served her sentence, completed her community service, and focused on her family and healing. She is still married to actor William H. Macy, and together they are raising their daughters away from the glamour of Hollywood. Gradually, she has started returning to acting, appearing in The Good Lawyer pilot project in 2022, and signing on for a stage role in Los Angeles. While the film industry hasn't fully welcomed her back, Huffman seems determined to rebuild step by step. Her story remains a bitter lesson. Wanting the best for one's children is a natural instinct, but believing that one can buy that even through deceit can destroy everything. For more than 2 decades, Cameron Diaz was the definition of success in Hollywood. From The Mask to Charlie's Angels, her radiant smile and captivating energy lit up the big screen. She was funny, bold, and naturally charming. Cameron Diaz was the golden girl of her generation, a model of a star rising from lighthearted comedies to groundbreaking action roles. Her natural beauty, grace, and ability to make a lasting impression made her one of the most beloved actresses in the world. But just when her star seemed destined to shine even brighter, she disappeared from the spotlight. By 2018, Cameron Diaz proved what many had suspected. She stepped away from acting without any scandals, box office failures, or messy divorce stories splashed across tabloids. She simply stated a simple but powerful truth: I want to own my life. Hollywood was stunned. How could one of the highest-grossing actresses of that time walk away so easily while the entire industry scrambled for answers? Cameron Diaz quietly found something the spotlight had never given her: freedom and true happiness. She was not just a brilliant star on the silver screen. Cameron Diaz chose to prioritize her personal life and autonomy over the invisible expectations from the public and the entertainment industry. Her departure wasn't the end of her career, but rather a redefinition, a smart decision to seek lasting values in life. Though she no longer takes on big projects, the smaller ones and the new roles she chooses reflect a Cameron Diaz breaking through in her own way, no longer the golden girl of Hollywood, but a woman who has taken control of her life and career in the way she truly desires. In 2015, Cameron Diaz married musician Benji Madden, and just 5 years later they welcomed their daughter Radix. She has shared that becoming a mother is the greatest thing that has ever happened to her, and it is one of the most profound experiences of her life. Outside of her career, Cameron Diaz has also ventured into writing, publishing 2 best-selling health guides, The Body Book and The Longevity Book. In these books, she encourages readers to maintain balance in life, love themselves, and live a healthy lifestyle values that she has always pursued. In 2020, she co-founded Aveline, a successful clean wine brand built on transparency and health catering to the needs of modern consumers who care about the quality of life and well-being. When asked if she has ever returned to acting, Cameron Diaz often smiles and says that she has had an amazing career, but family and personal growth are more important to her now. She no longer chases the acting career with the spotlight like before, but instead leads a peaceful life closer to her family and focuses on personal freedom. Her statement is a confirmation of a shift in her perspective on life, as she has chosen family health and inner peace over the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. However, in 2022, news broke that Cameron Diaz was making a return, reuniting with Jamie Foxx in the Netflix film Back in Action. Fans celebrated her comeback, but this time it was on her own terms. No longer rushing into projects or basking in the glimmer of the spotlight, Cameron Diaz returned to acting when she was ready and in a completely different way. She didn't rush to take on roles just to maintain her fame or image, but instead chose to work on projects that truly resonated with her roles that felt meaningful and fitting. Along with her return, Cameron Diaz also continued to develop her business ventures, balancing family life and selective work. Her choices, though criticized by some, are admired by many and have become a symbol of personal freedom. In an industry where fame can slip away in an instant, Cameron Diaz chose not to chase after celebrity, but instead opted to live a quieter and more self-directed life. Because sometimes the bravest act isn't to continue being famous, but to choose to step away from it to find true balance and happiness. There was a time when Charlie Sheen was the most powerful man on television. As the star of 2.5 Men, one of the most successful sitcoms of all time, he earned an astonishing $1.8 million per episode. The son of Martin Sheen and the golden boy of Hollywood, he had innate talent, charisma, and a life built to be the center of attention. But the line between the character he portrayed and his real-life persona began to blur. Drugs, wild partying, unstable relationships, and off-screen antics became part of the spectacle. And when the spectacle got out of control, Hollywood turned off the lights. In 2011, Sheen exploded in front of the public. He lashed out at the show's creator, Chuck Lorre, calling his boss names and coined a phrase that went viral: "I'm winning." His interviews became late-night jokes, his life and reality show a scripted disaster. Warner Brothers fired him, replaced his character, and closed the chapter on his epic television career. But the darkest part of his life had yet to come. In 2015, Sheen revealed he was HIV positive, a diagnosis he'd kept secret for years. Legal battles followed, bringing financial losses, shattered friendships, and a tarnished reputation. In hindsight, Sheen admitted with rare calm, "I had it all. I lived as if I were invincible." Now Charlie Sheen says he's sober, healthier, and more at peace. He's focused on rebuilding his relationship with his children and living a quieter life away from the noise. Gradually, Charlie Sheen has returned to acting, including an upcoming series, Ramble On, and even a new project reuniting him with Chuck Lorre, the very producer he once attacked. This comeback marks a turning point in Sheen's life as he chooses to restart his career after so many ups and downs. However, Charlie Sheen's story isn't just about a fall from grace. It's a warning about unchecked ego and the far-reaching consequences that pride can bring. Charlie Sheen's story has turned into a tragic life one written with a script so absurd that even Hollywood couldn't have imagined it. He was once the brightest star on television with his role in 2.5 Men, but that very fame became a double-edged sword, making it hard for him to escape the temptations and mistakes. From shocking statements to reckless behavior, Charlie Sheen pushed himself into situations that destroyed his reputation and career in the blink of an eye. He became a symbol of the fall from grace in showbiz, prompting the question, can a star truly come back after losing everything? His story is not only about the loss of a great star, but also a painful reminder about the dangers of losing control in life. When ego becomes too big, it can bring everything down, even when you're a major star. In the 1990s, Michael Richards was a living legend in the world of television comedy. His role as Cosmo Kramer in Seinfeld was not only eccentric, but also unforgettable. With his wild entrances, sharp wit, and unpredictable energy, Kramer became one of the most beloved characters in television history. Every time he appeared on screen, millions of people laughed along. But it only took one night to turn everything upside down. In November 2006, during a stand-up performance at the Laugh Factory in Los Angeles, Richards lost control after being heckled by the audience. What began as a comedic moment quickly escalated into a shocking outburst filled with racist slurs. A recording of the incident spread online within hours, sparking a nationwide wave of outrage. The man who had once brought joy to millions was suddenly condemned as a symbol of hatred. A few days later, Richards appeared on The Late Show with David Letterman looking utterly stunned and apologized. "I am not racist. I am truly sorry." But the damage was permanent. Hollywood turned its back on him, his career collapsed, and every attempt at a comeback was met with silence. Since then, Richards has largely lived away from the spotlight, rarely appearing on screen. In 2023, he released his memoir, Entrances and Exits, reflecting on his highs and lows and the lessons he's learned. Today, he is almost never seen in public. His story serves as a profound reminder in Hollywood in just one night, one outburst can erase countless laughs. In Hollywood, few names evoke as much fascination as Jared Leto. An actor, musician, pioneer, and a restless soul, he has never wanted to follow the system, but rather to recreate it. He won an Oscar for his emotional performance as Rayon in Dallas Buyers Club, a role that left audiences in awe and solidified his reputation as a transformative artist. However, just as many expected him to fully embrace his stardom, Jared seemed to step aside. While others partied at the Oscars after each ceremony, Leto toured with his band 30 Seconds to Mars, screaming into the microphone before thousands of fans with albums like America 2018 topping the Billboard charts and their latest album, It's the End of the World, but It's a Beautiful Day. In 2023, he proved that music is just as integral to his identity as acting. At the same time, while Hollywood speculated about his withdrawal, Leto invested in tech companies like Airbnb and Slack, showing his forward-thinking nature. On screen, he returned selectively, taking on extreme roles from the Joker in Suicide Squad to the eccentric Paolo Gucci in House of Gucci, and most recently the lead role in Marvel's Morbius. For Leto, every project must be a challenge, not a routine. Today, Jared Leto lives between art, music, and the innovation of the world. He doesn't chase fame, he chases influence. In an industry obsessed with labels, he chooses a life that cannot be categorized. Hollywood has never lost him. He simply decided that its stage was too small for all he wants to create. If you find the story of Jared Leto's downfall dramatic and surprising, make sure to hit like, share the video to spread the story, and subscribe to the channel to never miss the next video about Hollywood stars who have faced more than just the spotlight. For decades, Roseanne Barr was the voice of everyday America. Her sitcom Roseanne broke down barriers depicting a messy, flawed, and authentic working-class family. She wasn't glamorous. She was sharp, sarcastic, and brutally honest. It was this raw authenticity that made her a household name. But in 2018, the voice that had once made the nation laugh became her ultimate downfall. It all began with a single tweet, a cruel, insensitive racial joke targeting Valerie Jarrett, a former advisor to President Obama. Within minutes, it went viral, and just hours later, ABC canceled her successful rebooted show. Channing Dungey, then president of ABC Entertainment, called the tweet abhorrent, repugnant, and inconsistent with our values. Roseanne attempted to explain herself, blaming medication and expressing regret, but the public's judgment quickly turned to accusations of intolerance. Sponsors pulled out her talent agency, fired her, and a television icon was suddenly discarded. In later interviews, she admitted she had made a terrible mistake, but I was crucified. Today, Roseanne lives quietly in Hawaii, far from the studios that once adored her. Occasionally, she performs stand-up comedy and has appeared in a few controversial interviews, but she remains mostly outside Hollywood's mainstream. Her fall from grace is a cautionary tale about how, in the digital age, a single tweet can erase decades of success. For 6 years, Kat Dennings not only won over audiences with her acting talent, but also left a lasting impression with her sharp humor and strong personality in her role as Max Black in Two Broke Girls. Max Black, the character she portrayed, was a perfect model of a young woman full of skepticism about the world around her, yet with a heart full of love and strength to overcome any obstacle. It was this combination of sarcasm, wit, and sincerity that made Max Black one of the most beloved characters in television history. The show wasn't just successful in the U.S., it became an international phenomenon, airing in over 30 countries, and helped Kat Dennings become a global star. These successes helped her solidify her place in the entertainment industry, being admired not only for her talent, but also for her ability to bring stories about the tough lives of everyday women to life. However, when Two Broke Girls ended in 2017, Kat Dennings made a decision that was very different from other stars in the industry. Instead of chasing the spotlight or following the typical paths of fleeting fame or scandals, she chose to step back and seek peace in her personal life. This decision not only showed her maturity and wisdom in career choices, but also demonstrated that she would not let herself be swept up in the whirlwind of temporary fame. Kat Dennings sought new opportunities in her career, but also prioritized creating a more balanced and fulfilling personal life. In doing so, she continued to build a positive image in the public's eye, proving that it's possible to maintain a successful career while living a quieter, more peaceful life, free from the noise of fame. Instead, she stepped back with broadcasting deals and reruns to ensure financial stability. Kat Dennings was able to rest and breathe. She returned to her beloved role as Darcy Lewis in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, appearing in Thor and later WandaVision, reminding fans of her comedic charm. Away from the screen, her personal life found a new balance. After a few quiet relationships, she found lasting love with musician Andrew W.K. and married him in 2023. Now, Kat Dennings lives more privately, focusing on selective projects and enjoying personal happiness rather than chasing constant fame. To her loyal fans, she remains Max Black, the sharp-witted waitress with a secret heart. But for herself, she is simply Kat pursuing a quieter, more authentic chapter. Brendan Fraser, beloved for roles in The Mummy and George of the Jungle, has experienced significant financial upheaval throughout his career. With an estimated net worth of around $45 million, he was among the highest-paid actors in the late 1990s and early 2000s. However, a series of personal and professional setbacks led to financial decline. His troubles began in the mid-2000s as acting opportunities dwindled, compounded by a costly divorce settlement with ex-wife Afton Smith. Fraser was obligated to pay $900,000 annually in alimony and child support, placing immense financial strain. Additionally, he faced serious health issues, including a severe back injury. Fraser faced numerous surgeries and mounting medical costs while trying to maintain his career. These painful surgeries not only took a toll on his health, but also created a massive financial burden. Being forced to pause his career for treatment and recovery only made the situation worse. The physical and emotional injuries he endured prevented Fraser from keeping up with the demanding pace of work he once had, leading him to reduce his roles in acting projects in order to focus on his recovery. By the late 2000s, his net worth had significantly decreased, plunging Fraser into financial instability. The biggest stars in Hollywood seemed to forget about him, and his career began to decline. His fall from grace was not just due to health issues, but also a series of tragic events that gradually pushed him out of the industry. In 2013, Fraser made a shocking revelation that sent ripples through Hollywood. He had been blacklisted by the entertainment industry for refusing to stay silent about the sexual assault he had endured. He shared that the sexual assault had left him with not only physical scars but also deep psychological trauma. Fraser's decision to speak out about this issue led to his isolation within the industry he was once a part of. This event further exacerbated his financial struggles as acting opportunities became fewer and he faced backlash from powerful forces within the industry. Fraser's story is not just about the downfall of a star, but also a significant moment in Hollywood's handling of those brave enough to speak out against wrongdoing in the industry. Mike Tyson, the legendary boxer, nicknamed Iron Mike, once had a net worth of $400 million thanks to his ring success and lucrative endorsements. However, extravagant spending and poor financial management led to a rapid downfall. In 2003, at age 37, Tyson filed for bankruptcy, disclosing debts over $23 million. Excessive expenses, including luxury homes, exotic pets, and a large entourage, depleted his fortune. Child support payments and unpaid taxes added further strain. Despite setbacks, Tyson showed resilience, diversifying investments with ventures like Tyson 2.0, a successful cannabis company, and hosting the popular podcast Hot Boxin' with Mike Tyson. Learning from mistakes and adapting played a key role in his financial recovery. Rick Moranis rose to fame in the late 80s and early 90s with his unique comedic talent. He starred in hit movies like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Spaceballs. However, his life took an unexpected turn when his wife passed away, leading him to step back from acting to raise his children as a single father. Moranis prioritized parenting over his career, finding it difficult to balance both. Initially planning a short hiatus, he extended his break indefinitely in 1997, losing interest in the chaos of the film industry. Though he declined a role in the 2016 Ghostbusters reboot, he clarified he hasn't officially retired, but is more selective with projects. Fans still hope to see him return to the big screen, bringing back his signature humor and charm. Known for his comedic roles, Randy Quaid gained acclaim for The Last Detail 1973, earning Oscar, BAFTA, and Golden Globe nominations. In 1978, he delivered a memorable performance as a public relations expert in Midnight Express. By 2004, Quaid debuted on stage as Frank in Sam Shepard's The God of Hell in New York, showcasing his range as an actor. However, his life took a strange turn. Despite Hollywood's success, Quaid and his wife became involved in criminal activities, including credit card fraud and illegal property occupation. He repeatedly fled the law after bail until they were finally arrested in Canada. Since then, Hollywood has been very reluctant to cast him in any roles. Renee Zellweger won an Academy Award for her role in Cold Mountain, skyrocketing her to global fame. Following this major success, Zellweger ventured into smaller-scale films, carefully selecting roles to maintain quality and a sustainable career. Independent projects brought her renewed critical acclaim and a sense of rejuvenation. Renee Zellweger returned to mainstream Hollywood, sharing the screen with Meryl Streep in the heartfelt drama One True Thing, 1998. She also starred alongside Jim Carrey in Me, Myself, and Irene 2000, a collaboration that sparked not only on-screen chemistry, but also a real-life romance. Her success continued with her first Oscar nomination, followed by a second for her role in the musical Chicago 2002. Despite her remarkable achievements, Zellweger chose to step back from acting to rediscover herself, expressing a desire to be seen and heard as a real person beyond her public image. Jack Gleason is best known for playing the widely disliked Joffrey Baratheon in Game of Thrones. He began acting at age 8 through independent theater. Early in his career, he appeared in films like Reign of Fire 2002 and Batman Begins 2005, later landing a key role in All Good Children 2010. Gleason also co-founded and managed the Horse and Rider Theatre Company in Dublin. In 2012, he announced his intention to quit acting after Game of Thrones to focus on his studies, particularly philosophy, returning to Ireland. His departure surprised many given his proven talent, leaving a noticeable gap for fans. Kirk Cameron started as a child actor with numerous TV and film roles, best known for playing Mike Seaver on the sitcom Growing Pains, which ran for 7 seasons. He also starred in movies like Father Like Son and Listen to Me. In 2022, Cameron starred in Lifemark by the Kendrick brothers, playing the foster father of Jimmy Colton David, a film that grossed over $5 million domestically. However, Cameron is more widely known for his devout Christian faith. He actively shares his views on religion, homosexuality, and other topics causing tension with Hollywood. Through interviews and social media, Cameron openly expresses his beliefs without hesitation despite industry backlash. Amanda Bynes rose to fame as a child actor, becoming a familiar face on Nickelodeon before transitioning to leading roles in teen films. She starred in comedies like She's the Man and What a Girl Wants, 2007. Her role as Penny Pingleton in the musical comedy Hairspray 2007 earned critical praise and commercial success, with the film released widely in over 3,000 theaters. This marked a career peak for Bynes, earning her acclaim as part of the talented ensemble cast of the talent show 2008. She received the Critics' Choice Award for Best Ensemble and was nominated by the Screen Actors Guild. Despite these achievements, she made significant career changes thereafter. Amanda Bynes revealed her retirement from acting on Twitter in 2010, stating that if she no longer enjoyed something, she would quit. She clearly said, "I don't like acting anymore, so I quit." Realizing 24 was relatively young to retire, she publicly confirmed this decision in a 2018 interview with EW. By age 35, Bynes mentioned plans for a comeback, although it has yet to materialize. Daniel Day-Lewis is widely acclaimed as one of the greatest actors of our time, known for his discerning role choices and dedication to method acting. His portrayal of Abraham Lincoln in Steven Spielberg's Lincoln 2012 earned him his second Golden Globe for Best Actor, the BAFTA Award, and the 85th Academy Award for Best Actor. After this success, Day-Lewis announced a 5-year acting hiatus and retreated to his farm in County Wicklow, Ireland. After his break, he returned with a leading role in Paul Thomas Anderson's historical drama Phantom Thread 2017. His spokesperson confirmed his retirement on June 20th, 2017, without revealing specific reasons. Michael J. Fox debuted in Midnight Madness 1980 and became widely known for the TV series Family Ties 1982. In 1991, he starred in the romantic comedy Doc Hollywood as a doctor, dreaming of becoming a plastic surgeon. He also appeared in the political drama The West Wing as Ethan West. However, in 2020, after seeing a scene in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood where Leonardo DiCaprio's character struggles to recall his lines, a challenge Fox himself faced while filming The Good Fight, he chose to retire permanently from acting. As the embodiment of Hollywood's classic beauty, Bridget Fonda lit up the screen with her undeniable presence. With unforgettable roles in The Godfather Part 3, Single White Female Point of No Return, and Jackie Brown, she captivated audiences not only with her acting, but also with timeless beauty and undeniable talent. But few remember that her journey began much earlier. At just 5 years old, she appeared alongside her legendary father, Peter Fonda, in Easy Rider, signaling the rise of a new star in the Fonda dynasty. As her career soared, Golden Globe and Emmy nominations confirmed what Hollywood already knew: Bridget Fonda was a force to be reckoned with. Then, in an unexpected turn, she vanished. After marrying famed composer Danny Elfman in 2003 and the birth of their son in 2005, Fonda completely withdrew from the spotlight, leaving fame behind at its peak. No scandals, no farewell tours, just silence. When she recently made a public appearance again, fans were stunned. The enchanting star, they remembered, had transformed aging in ways unrecognizable to some, but perhaps more authentically than ever. The red carpets and gowns were gone, replaced by a woman who chose privacy over pressure, embracing herself over stardom. Kelly McGillis became a superstar with her role as Charlie, the confident, sharp, and unforgettable civilian instructor in Top Gun, starring opposite Tom Cruise. She captured the hearts of audiences worldwide with her natural calm, striking beauty and captivating screen presence. She became an iconic face of the decade, immortalized in pop culture history. But many decades later, her story took a different turn as she entered her 60s. McGillis has been refreshingly honest about the realities of aging, openly acknowledging weight gain wrinkles and the natural changes that come with time in an industry obsessed with youth and physical perfection. Her candidness was both rare and courageous. But Hollywood didn't seem to reward her authenticity when Top Gun: Maverick hit theaters. Fans were stunned and disappointed to see McGillis noticeably absent, with no guest appearance, no mention at all. Rumors quickly spread that her altered appearance might have played a role in her exclusion from the high-octane sequel. After all, Tom Cruise returned with his bizarrely ageless look, but McGillis, she had dared to speak out about aging. Her absence was not only conspicuous but also painfully symbolic for many. It highlighted the cruel double standards women face in Hollywood, disappear into invisibility, or fight against the tide with denial and cosmetic reinvention. Kelly McGillis may no longer appear on the big screen, but her legacy remains untouchable. She once shone alongside the brightest stars, and perhaps by choosing to age without regret, she has become something even rarer in Hollywood. Karen Parsons is best known for her role as Hilary Banks on the sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, 1990-1996. In 1996, she co-created, co-produced, co-wrote, and co-starred in Fox's sitcom Lush Life, which was unfortunately canceled after 4 episodes. Parsons also appeared in comedies like Late Night 1992 and The Ladies' Man 2000. Although she retired from acting in the early 2000s, her role as Hilary remains a beloved memory. Beyond acting, she is an author and founder of Sweet Blackberry, a non-profit sharing lesser-known stories about African American achievements, continuing to inspire and educate audiences. Meg Ryan is celebrated for her roles in iconic 90s romantic comedies like Sleepless in Seattle. Alongside co-star Tom Hanks, she helped define the romantic comedy genre of that era. Their dynamic and unforgettable further cemented these films as timeless classics. Beyond romantic roles, Ryan showcased versatility in dramas such as Courage Under Fire and When a Man Loves a Woman. Recently, she ventured into directing while focusing on motherhood and other creative pursuits. Although she appears less frequently on screen, her influence on the film industry, especially in romantic comedies, remains profound. Toni Braxton, Grammy-winning R&B artist known for hits like Unbreak My Heart and Breathe Again, has experienced a tumultuous financial journey. Despite success and wealth, Braxton filed for bankruptcy multiple times, illustrating the fragility of fame and fortune in entertainment. In the 1990s, she was among the highest-earning R&B performers, making millions from tours, record sales, and endorsements. However, financial difficulties arose in the early 2000s due to health issues and legal disputes threatening her career. She filed for bankruptcy in 1998 with over $1 million in debt, and again in 2010, revealing assets under $50,000 and debts exceeding $10 million. Extravagant spending on luxury real estate, cars, and fashion exacerbated her troubles. Nevertheless, Braxton persisted touring and creating music. In 2014, her appearance on the reality show Braxton Family Values played a crucial role in revitalizing her career and finances. Her net worth is currently estimated at around $10 million, demonstrating remarkable resilience. Share with us, which person resonated with you the most? Leave a comment with the number 1 if today's story inspired you, or 0 if you have a different perspective. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss our next exciting videos. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.